Every year, there is always discourse surrounding all-time great players before the start of the NBA playoffs. This year, it is about who is the better player, Dwayne Wade or James Harden. And for whatever reason, it started because of Patrick Beverley. That's right, if you're not tapped into NBA Twitter or NBA media, let me fill you in. Patrick Beverley went on his podcast and stated that James Harden was a better individual player than Dwayne Wade. And this caused so much outrage in the community, with half of the older generation saying Wade is better because he was a quote-unquote winner, and the other half of the community saying that James Harden is better because he not only had to face better teams and players, but he never had a player as good as prime LeBron James on his team. Now, me personally, I have been wanting to make this video for a while now, because if you're new to my channel, I've been on the James Harden over Wade train for a while now, and I'm surprised it took Patrick Beverley, of all people, to spark up this conversation. But better late than never, I guess. If you are a Heat or Wade fan, or just an NBA fan that has Wade over Harden, just sit back and watch this video with an open mind. Maybe I can change your opinion on this topic using two things: stats and context. So let's get right into it. As soon as Patrick Beverley made this statement, I don't think he expected it to go viral, but it did, with Wade instantly responding on another podcast and replying to the tweet itself. This prompted Patrick Beverley to double down and start naming all of the things James has over Wade, such as pretty much every individual accolade you can think of. And for the record, I don't think this is why James Harden is better than Wade, but this certainly seems very lopsided. Now let's be real, Wade is one of the top 20 greatest players of all time. I personally have him around the 15 to 20 mark and the fourth best shooting guard ever after MJ, Kobe, and James. So this isn't a hate video, this is just analyzing two players' careers with context. Let's start off with the main thing: statistics. James Harden for their careers averages more points, rebounds, assists, and pretty much everything over Wade. This is not counting the advanced stats like PER, win shares, and box plus minus, which, unironically, Harden clears across the board, both for their careers and at their individual season peaks. Now, usually Wade fans and a lot of OG NBA fans would end this conversation by saying, well, Wade has 3 rings and Harden has none. But if we're doing that, is Tony Parker better than Wade for having 4 rings over 3? Is Robert Horry better than Michael Jordan because he has 7 rings over 6? And for those who say it matters if the other person hasn't won at all, well, okay then, is Jaylen Brown better than Luka? I don't think so. It's so much deeper than just rings. We need to break down the skill, impact, era translation, and individual performance, and when you combine those things, the smoke will clear and there will not even be a doubt in your mind that James Harden is a better basketball player. James Harden isn't just a generational scorer, he's an offensive engine. We're talking about generational foul drawing, all-time playmaking and passing, and the best statistical isolation scorer ever. At his peak, the defense will be forced into impossible decisions. If you step up, he blows by you. Drop back, step back 3. Double team him, he will find the open man. That is why he is the only player in NBA history with at least 3 scoring titles and 2 assist titles. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Wade was an all-time great slasher that had a great mid-range shot and was a two-way threat. Wade actually does have the most blocks by any guard ever, so he is incredible, yes, but his style of play is more traditional and easier to scheme compared to Harden's math-breaking style of play. People assume Harden wouldn't survive the 2000s because of physical defense, but let's think about it. There was less switching, less spacing knowledge, and fewer teams equipped to guard step-back threes. Hand checking? That plays into Harden's ability to draw fouls. He would have been a nightmare in slower, less analytically advanced defenses. Now flip it, Wade in today's game would still be a top 4 to 6 player like he was in the 2000s, but there would be limitations, which are limited spacing, gravity, and having an extremely low career three-point percentage. Matter of fact, he has a lower career three-point percentage than Draymond Green, and we see how people play defense against him. In today's league, the defenses would sag off him and the half-court offense becomes tighter. He would be effective, no question, but not as scalable offensively as James. So in conclusion, Harden would be a 10 times better player in Wade's era compared to if you drop prime Wade in 2025, and honestly, I don't think anyone is able to argue against that. Now, if you are a Wade or Heat fan watching this video, we're going to talk about the moment you have all been waiting for: the playoffs. It is no secret that James has extremely underperformed in important games, but the truth is, he shouldn't have been in these games in the first place. Every single season, there is a superstar teammate of his that is injured. In 2018, it was Chris Paul who missed the last 2 games of the 2018 series versus the Warriors after being up 3-2. In 2020, it was Russell Westbrook who actually got injured before the playoffs, which was a quad injury, and he was forced to come back not 100%. In 2021, it was Harden himself that was injured along with Kyrie versus the Bucks, and they lost in 7. In 2022, it was Joel Embiid that had a torn thumb ligament with an orbital fracture, and then in 2023, he had a knee sprain, and I can go on. You guys get the picture. So it is no question we had luckier success as far as healthy teammates. He even had more years playing with an All-NBA first-team teammate. In case you were wondering, the All-NBA first team is position-based, but it is composed of the best player at that position 99% of the time. So everyone in the All-NBA first team is either top 5 in the league or at the very least top 10. And Wade in his entire career only has 2 playoff series where he won without an All-NBA first-team teammate. Harden, on the other hand, he had 8 of them won. Even in Wade's statistical 3-year peak, he missed the playoffs completely in 2008, and then in 2009 and 2010, he got bounced in the first round. Even today, Kevin Durant weighed in on this debate and said that Wade didn't have to do much in those last 2 finals. Because it's true, he was playing with a top 2 greatest player ever at his absolute peak.
Miami Heat organization, there's a lot worked in D-Wade's favor, and he had to show up, but there's a lot worked in his favor for him to win that championship.
So at y'all table,
but I don't feel like D-Wade. I don't feel like D-Wade's style of play is just more conducive to winning than James. I don't agree with that. I feel like they both are winning players that could contribute to great teams.
Now, there's debate that if Wade and Harden swapped careers, Wade would be able to squeeze by the Warriors at least one of those years. Not only is that ridiculous, but my argument is that he wouldn't even have the chance to get there due to the fact that he would have lost earlier to teams like the Lob City Clippers or the Jazz with All-Stars Mitchell and Rudy, who won the Defensive Player of the year that Harden beat them. And this isn't speculation. The Joe Johnson Hawks eliminated the Heat in the first round in 2009, and that team is 100% worse than the Lob City Clippers that Harden faced in the second round in 2015. Speaking of 2015, Harden's had a generational carry job that got him second in MVP after Steph Curry that year, carrying a team that was made up of NBA journeymen, and his second best player, Dwight Howard, only played 41 games that year. I don't think Wade on this team would get 55 wins and get to the conference finals like Harden did that year. So not only is he a better floor raiser than Wade, he is also a better ceiling raiser. Now let's talk about the most important games of their career, elimination games. As starters, Harden averaged 23.4 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds a game. So despite the narrative, Harden produces more points and significantly more playmaking in win or go home games. So if you're going to start a team, he is not getting outplayed by Wade in those situations. In case you haven't picked up on it already, Harden also has better overall playoff stats, like by far. So let me lay this all out for you. You are comparing 2 players. One of them is a better shooter, scorer, passer, playmaker, and rebounder. But the other one is a better defender. Which one are you taking? To add on to it, better playoff performer, better elimination game performer, more scoring and assist titles, MVPs, and all NBA first team. And all the other person has is 3 championships, which all were won with an all NBA first teammate, and is the only thing on this list that is a team accomplishment. If you're here till the end, comment Harden in the comment section to show your support. I'm planning on making more videos like this. If you still aren't convinced to Harden over Wade after all that, then it's fine, because it's just basketball at the end of the day. You better just be able to back it up without using a team stat. Otherwise, the other person is going to look at you crazy. I mean, it is a little bit shocking to me still. Wade has mentioned this debate about 3 to 4 times now, and even in meetings, Wade can't even look at him. So I can sense that he knows that James passed him up. That is going to be the end of the video though. Leave a like if you enjoyed and comment on who you want me to do next in a player debate. Feel free to screenshot any of my graphs in any of my videos. Peace out.